All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the booth. Josh Lockhart for Bloggers at Blurb. I got it right this week.
Yes, you did.
And you released some stats this week, so why don't we jump right into that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I had a little bit of fun with some of the numbers for goaltending, which tends to be a position that gets a lot of attention, but it's really hard to analyze with the stats that are released by the league. Analyze how goalies are performing. So I thought I would take a stab at it for like the third time, and it seems to get a lot of attention because again we focus so much on the skaters and not a lot on the goalies. But one of the things that I was looking at was just the workhorses to start, like those goalies that have played a lot of minutes and then also face a lot of shots. Now we're familiar with Tal and Kramer.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been a little bit of a nightmare for us, but he leads the league in minutes played. When I posted this on Thursday night, 1,751 minutes.
Wow.
More than almost 100 more minutes than the next closest goalie, Nick Burr from the Chase Heat. Now, for goalies playing I don't think we have any of the goalies from either team on this list, which shows you just how many minutes those goalies have played. That our starting goalie, mind you, he's only been the starting goalie since like November or December. But yeah, so it's a lot of minutes they've played. But for me, what I enjoy more the most is looking at the goalies that just get pummeled with shots. Because I feel then their save percentage and then their goals against average gets bloated because of how many shots they face in a game. So they might actually be performing better than the numbers suggest, but they're just facing so many shots. So 1 and 2 are the Spokane Braves goalies. And JJ Pichette, who was one of the goalies for the Prospects game last week, he's number 1 and averages 49 shots.
Wow.
Each game. 49.
That is insane.
Yeah. And then his counterpart, who's played about half the minutes that he has faces about 47 shots per game. That's a lot of rubber.
Yeah.
So and if you're looking at how to improve, you take that down by about 15, 20 shots, and you'd be doing quite all right. But yeah, that's a lot of rubber. The Rockies, they didn't start Connor McKay tonight. Or Rockies. Wait, not Rockies. Rockets. I don't know why I was thinking Rockies. The Rockets goalie, whose name is too long to say or spell.
And we've been just calling him Dorian LaBranche because that's what's on his jersey, but
well, I thought it was the Legonier was on his jersey. Anyway, I was told to just call him Dorian.
So we were kind of working on that too.
Yeah. So he averages 38 shots against per game and is already up to 35 this game.
Well, and you see the way he's been playing. I mean, this game could be 7-1 right now. He's really kept the Rockets close. So
he's been fun to watch, and it's because I wear my video game hat sometimes, and I play NHL 17 occasionally online. There's some people in this world that take that game way too seriously, so I don't go online too much. But when I watch him play, it's especially at face-offs, like how he jumps to get into his stance, or how quickly he just drops into the butterfly. There isn't much of a flow, and it looks like an Xbox controller buttons are being pressed, how he just follows into that butterfly, or just does the quick gloves snag. He's doing great. He's a good goalie, but it reminds me of some of those jittery actions that you see on.
It's kind of ironic that you say that because early in the game I mentioned that Holly and I had the opportunity to go to an ice game the other day, and the goaltender for the Prince Albert Raiders, every time he'd skate back towards the net from any angle, he would come back and he would go into that position that you're talking about, and then he would wiggle his head, and at the very last second he would always snap it. Yeah. You know, they've each got their own traditions, and being a goalie myself, when I played as a kid, it's funny. I was never superstitious, but there's so many superstitions and rituals that these guys try to keep, and who knows, maybe that's part of his beginning ritual, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's something to watch. But what was probably more important for the numbers that came out this week was the actual rankings of the goalies, where I look at the save percentage, goals against average, and then win percentage for each of the goalies, and then rank them according to the top 20. So then the goalie that's in first place gets 20 points, and then the goalie in second place gets 19 points, and so on. So it's unfortunate that we don't get to see the other conference at all.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, we talked about that last week too.
Yeah. So from our experience, we would have said Talon Kramer is number one, hands down. The numbers, however, suggest that it's really close, a 1-point difference between him, who's in second place, and Liam Aitken from the Soyuz Coyotes. And the difference being that Liam Aitken has a better goals against average and save percentage rank than Talon Kramer, who had a better win percentage. But we're talking just like minuscule, 1.51 to 1.68, and then a save percentage of 9.39, or 0.939 to 0.942. So those goalies are really close.
That's truly amazing, actually, and two of the top teams in the league as well. And just to get real quick to this point here, and I know you got something else to talk about there, but you almost wonder with those minutes played and that kind of rubber going into the playoffs, how that's going to wear on these goaltenders. And I guess we'll see. That remains to be seen.
Well, so to kind of counteract that, the Soyuz Coyotes, their goalies that they use, 1 and 3 on the rankings.
Wow.
And then Crescent Valley Thundercats, our arch nemesis,
yes,
are 4th and 5th. So they've got capable goalies that have played more than 10 games this season that are ranking high on that list. So a Soyuz can throw in Jones or Aitken and have success, and Thundercats, as I showed last game, they could put in Lefebvre or Osterman and still have success. Now, Cody Call isn't on the list because he hasn't played more than 10 games, or that was the minimum requirements, but Cody Campbell is on the list and he's tied for 8th. So he's right in the middle of the pack. It'll be interesting what his numbers would have been if he played a full season here.
Yeah.
Right? And there are no Golden Rockets goalies on this list for the top 20 in terms of...
Well, and I know it's been tough.
You got to play more than 10 games to make the list, and then be ranked in the top 20 of each of those categories.
Well, and I know there's been a bit of a carousel in Golden, and I know Cody Grabowski, I believe, has been there most of the season.
Right.
LeBron, I noticed he's got green socks on, so I know that their other goaltender, Owen Sikis, was traded.
Right.
Was that part of the trade? Do you know him? Yeah, okay.
I'm not aware of that, to be honest.
Yeah, because I think he was traded to the Nelson Leafs. Owen Sikis was, so I don't know if there was a goalie deal. I can check on that while you talk.
I just know that their goalie's from Quebec. Dorian is from Quebec. So those have been the highlights this week in terms of numbers that I've pumped out. And as always, I feel there should always have the disclaimer of this is only as good as the numbers that are tracked, and this is the only way that I can think of how to rank the goalies in our league to try to promote them. Now, if there's a better way to do it, then cool, let me know. But
no, you're right, and I mean, you can only work with what's been given to you, and I think that's the hard part. I mean, I know I was thinking, playoff percentages and everything that can be tracked, that would be kind of neat to know, scoring chances and that kind of stuff throughout the season. I was mentioning Matt Davies. It seems like 90% of the faceoffs that he takes, he wins. So it'd be neat to know that kind of stuff. But you're right. If the stats aren't there, it's hard to really talk about it.
Yeah, which has been I keep putting that bug in the ear of the VP for our division, but again, we're all volunteers, and which is awesome that we have so many committed volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That are willing to make this happen. So I'm not going to expect them to do the same level or quality of work as someone who's paid full time to
do that kind of stuff. Exactly.
So
it looks like Owen Sickus was actually traded to the Nighthawks. So that's kind of scary. That bolsters their goaltending quite well. Owen Sickus was a good goaltender, and we get to see him a few times here. And I can't tell. I'm trying to look through this quickly, but I can't see if Dorian Labranche, Langonier Labranche, that's my best guess. If he was acquired in a trade, or if he was just picked up. As a player heading into the final stretch here, but Golden's still, as we see tonight, they're a feisty team and they like to chip in the corners, but they're not quite out of it. And
we actually had over for dinner one set of the parents for the Golden Rockets, just because we've known them. Their son grew up in Kimberley, and he was playing for the Rockies earlier this season. Now plays for the Rockets. So. Had them over for dinner. It's just like fraternizing with the enemy, it was just nice to.
How do they say it? You keep your friends close, enemies closer. Exactly. Yeah. I got it, man. I got it.
That's why I do a lot of things in combination with the Fernie Ghostwriters. Where was I going with that? But no, it was interesting to just get perspective of from parents outside of our kind of niche that we have here. And while I always appreciate their feedback, it was neat to hear how other parents are like, we really like how things are done there in Kimberley, from the webcast crew to the volunteers to just you can go online and be able to check where the score is at on Twitter. They just appreciated those things and it's really awesome.
Well, and I know, and we have a lot to be, thankful of. Jim's been a long time. It's great to be a part of this team and everything else. But I do have to commend the Golden Rockets, Gino and Tom. Fantastic.
Shout out to them. Way to steal my thunder.
There you go. I stole your thunder. Hello, Gino and Tom from Josh. There you go. Right on. Well, thank you very much for stepping into the booth here, Josh Lockhart, and we look forward to seeing you next game. Yep. And I think what I'm going to do is mention that if you're going to come for Bloggers Blurb, maybe we can get some questions sent in if people want to talk or communicate with you. So that kind of gives us another angle as well. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody, or everyone, for listening. This is Troy Boback for Josh Lockhart. Good night, everybody.